Will Heller is 16 and schizophrenic. Does his fascination with the subway have anything to do with his mental state?
Yes and no, I suppose. I would say
that
it
made me worry about why I like the subways when others tell me they hate the subways.
Yeah, well, that is very troubling, Leonard. But I don't think that Will Heller's interest in the subway is necessarily a result of his mental illness, just the extent of his obsession with the subway.
Well, it is easy to make yourself as invisible as you want.
That's true.
The subway.
I figured that out when I was actually writing the book, which I did partially on the subway. You just open your laptop and put on your headphones, and no one pays attention to you.
And why did you decide to write it on the subway? Most people prefer the comfort of that special space they feel really at home in.
That's true. Well, first of all, I'm just a terrible procrastinator, and at home I just can't get anything done. I suppose originally I thought that it might help me to describe the subway more vividly. And then I found out that there are all these fringe benefits I hadn't expected, like no cell phone reception, no internet connection, all of which made it very hard to avoid getting work done. So in a strange way, it turned out to be a great thing.
Did the book start with the idea that you wanted to write a book about somebody who had serious mental problems?
That is something that's interested me and that has been a feature in each of my first two novels. I didn't really know to what degree his mental illness was going to become sort of the primary theme of the novel. But there are certain things that happen in the novel, and the intense nature of his heroic quest might not have been possible without his illness.
And why does mental illness intrigue you?
Oh, that's a good question.
But not to the point where you would write this in first person.
Writing it in first person would have been very difficult because anyone who's had a conversation with a schizophrenic who's in a delusional state would realize that it's a little bit difficult to have a sort of conventional conversation with them and to understand them a lot of the time. So I began the book in first person and then realized that would make it a very, very difficult book indeed to follow. Strangely enough, when I began Lowboy, I didn't even really think about the connection to, to my biography. I don't really think about writing novels as something that immediately has to come out of my experience. And then as I became more and more engrossed and sort of obsessed with what I was writing, a close friend of mine pointed out that one of the characters in the novel reminded him of this person we'd both known. And that's when it sort of hit me, and I realized that I, to some degree, was drawing on my childhood experiences.